Recently in corporate prayer one night, I was just seeking the Lord, and I felt the Lord really say the word essential focus to me. And so I started just conversating with the Lord, and I was like, God, what are you saying about essential focus? And this was so plain the way God gave this to me. But the Lord said, so many people are entering into a season. Now, let's stop right there. The way I felt God spoke this to me was they are entering into a season, which means they're in the first stages. They're in the Genesis stages of it. Whenever God speaks to you about a prophetic word, you need to pay attention to every single word that you hear or you feel from the Lord. When he says entering into a season, it doesn't say, oh, your next season is coming. No, you've already started this journey. And I felt the Lord say, over the next 45 days, you need to be essentially focused on what you're doing. And it was an essential thing from the Lord that he was saying this to me, that you must focus for the next 45 days on what God is wanting to do. You are entering into a season that he is going to lay some foundation. He is going to lay some structure. He is going to guide you and lead you. And as I started praying about this, it was almost like an arrow being shot. You know, when an arrow is shot, it is shot in a straight line. And I really feel what the Lord is doing and saying right now is so many people are entering into this new season. They're just getting in. You've got to be focused in what you're doing. So in saying that, you need to focus on what are you reading right now? What are you reading in the Bible? What books are you reading? How much time are you spending with God? How much time are you allowing God to speak to you? Now also, whatever you feel in this season of your life, God has called you to do, who are you allowing to speak into your life? It is so important in life that you need key people speaking in your life. You know, the people that I seek spiritual advice from is not the same people I allow to speak into my life about growing an organization. Also, I have different people that speak into my life about marriage. I have different people that speak into my life about parenting. So what you need to understand over these next 45 days, it is essential that you look at what you're reading. What kind of books are you reading? You see, a lot of times in life, God will be doing a powerful work in us, but we're reading books on a completely different subject. So what I like to tell people and teach people is if God is sharpening your prophetic voice, read books on the prophetic. If you are launching a new business, read a book that is about entrepreneuring, reading a book about building teams, getting a firm foundation. And when you put all of these things together, it just makes sense. Get your prophetic word, let that be the foundation. And then off of that prophetic word, find what books you're going to read. Find who you're going to have conversations with. Who are you going to lunch with over the next 45 days? Find somebody who can speak life and value into what you're doing. This is so essential. And this is a timely word, but this is a word that can last for all of the ages. Whatever period of your life, whatever season of your life you're in, make sure you've got the right resources around you. I ask people all the time, whatever you know that you're called to do in life, have you went to a conference on that? Have you watched any YouTube videos of that? Have you read any materials on that? It is essential that you are focused in providing yourself the right content. You know, I ask people all the time, how are you investing in yourself? How are you investing in the prophetic word that God is spoken over your life? So I want you to take 45 days and allow God to do everything that he needs to do in your life. So many times people say, I feel like I missed a last season. I feel like I missed something in the past moments of my life. And I'll be like, well, it's nobody's fault but yourself. Because God will always put the right people and the right content and the right information you need around you. Sometimes we don't go out of our way to pull that information in. Every time I launch a new idea, ministry, business, I get around some gurus who are experts in those fields, and I ask them to spend time with me, because if I put my time, energy, and effort into anything in life, I want to be successful, because I know God has called me to do that. And if I invest my life and my time, I want a return on it. So it is essential for the next 45 days to focus on everything that God has called you to do.